Why don't we just start off, introduce yourself to the audience.
So my name is Michael Himes, and I work for Skyward.
So, how long have you been in the real estate business?
Well, the first day I walked into a real estate office was September 06. And it has got me ever since. But I got my license in 2012.
Okay.
So pretty much every job that can be done at a real estate brokerage, I've done it. I got into real estate in a way that most people, like very few people do. And it was like some circumstances that happened. I was in a band at the time. I was working at an ad agency and like entry-level job. And so, right, there's the music scene here is 24/7, and the pharmaceutical advertising scene is like grinding people up. So push came to shove. There were a couple mornings where I came in and I wasn't entirely coherent because I was playing music the night before. I was missing rehearsals. I was 22 years old, and like, this is a drag.
Right.
And my bandmate was a real estate agent.
Right.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that know people that were real estate agents.
Man.
And the office that he was working out of just turned over managers. It was like a whole kind of like things were moving around, and there was a opportunity at the reception desk. So I was just looking for something that provided enough money for me to stay here.
Yeah.
But rigid hours. It was like a boutique sales office at a company that doesn't even exist anymore. But that manager, her name is Ann Gutman. She just took me under her wing, and I wasn't doing reception stuff for long.
So she's like a mentor to you?
Oh, absolutely. And not just, I mean, there's a long list of agents that can cite Ann Gutman as a mentor, as a leader in their lives. And I was lucky enough to spend 7 years under her tutelage.
It's something. It's really something special to have a mentor in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially in the real estate business.
She's a rare find.
Yeah. Let's talk about Skyward. What's Skyward all about? What's your role there? You know, it's. Is it safe to say it's a new kid on the block, or is this?
Well, as from a brokerage standpoint, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
So my role is production of the current agents, making sure that they're getting what they want.
Yeah.
When it comes to the income that they intend to make, the business that they want to run, the time that they want to have, because all of those are solvable problems. They're just not like low-hanging fruit kind of solvable problems.
Right.
And then there's content. So that's the other part of Skyward, is that we are finding different ways to deliver the education value proposition, to deliver the real estate office experience, or rather I should say like the agent to agent and agent to office manager experience.
What are some reasons why someone should choose to hang their hat in a smaller firm rather than one of these major firms?
It's a great question, and the question that, if that's crossing anybody's mind, you know, the boutique, the big firm, the natural question for that person to ask is just what is my day-to-day experience going to be like? You know, I think what happens is a lot of agents, they like the boutique because they're like, oh, it's this like warm, cozy, fuzzy kind of stuff. And then they think of like the big brand name is like the big leagues. That's where you go to make it. And I mean, I think that both experiences are going to be obsolete in the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with the tech industry coming into real estate, I mean, it's billions of dollars in commission.
Yeah.
And it's like an annuity that happens every single year. Why wouldn't someone want to come in and, siphon a little bit of that? The tech company uses agents to deliver the value, or the agent uses technology to deliver value. And so to answer the brokerage question, it's like, what does that look like on a brokerage level? I think your average productive with it. Real estate agent in New York City is an agent driven. They drive their business with technology platforms. There's a real foot race right now for brokerages to become some kind of technology platform beyond just their proprietary databases. Because we forget about that when we talk about real estate technology and brokerage. Every one of these brokerages has some kind of proprietary database, which is also a big, if there really was a reason to consider like where you go, it should be off of the proprietary database. Some of these little boutiques have landlord databases that, some of the big sales companies don't even have. What does the environment that a productive real estate agent actually operate in? Like, what's their day-to-day look like? And how can the brokerage kind of facilitate that and only that, instead of trying to play Skyward's not interested in buying a bunch of Brooklyn Nets.
Right. Why not?
And stuff like that.
Celebrity row.
I mean, I guess you got to earn money, right?
I believe that every agent can offer the same amount of exposure and essentially the same level of marketing. It just, to me, I feel like it comes down to, do you want to work with that agent? Do you want to deal with them every day? And can that agent turn around to somebody within their company and get an answer quickly on something? And that's for me where I am in support of working with a smaller firm, because there's much less red tape.
This whole idea that the company's brand only matters because the agents make it matter. And so if you stop making it matter for yourself, you get into very different conversations. Like, why are we even talking about the size of your logo on my listing? My logo is what matters. They know me, they see my face. So why is the brokerage's logo or label? I mean, if it's a nice looking, if it's objectively pretty and stuff like that, that's great.
Tell me about your biggest accomplishment in real estate.
What drives me is helping people get the businesses they want to have, and I've had the wonderful opportunity. I mean, as many people I see wash out, I've seen people, their lives completely change because they were able to start the car, and they connected. Oh, following up with people equals consistent leads, and I can make consistent money when I do that. And so one individual in particular I'm proud of, his name's Carson. He was in a particular situation. He had left a team on his own, made that decision, wanted to increase his production, but also just wanted to do it his way. What happened though is when he left the team, he had 0 prospects. Because
left them behind.
Well, he was on that team. He was like the closer.
Got it.
And so, the team would generate a lot of leads, and the team leader had a certain consultation style with people, and anyone that didn't fit that style, he would refer over to Carson, because Carson had that kind of communication style, a lot more direct. Could crack jokes with people, could laugh, and not to say that the other agent couldn't laugh, but there's a certain kind of, when you're talking about somebody's asset, there's a certain kind of rapport that comes out with different people. So Carson had that, and he didn't really have to worry about prospecting, finding business, following up, because the team did that. Well, when he chose to leave, and he knew that I coached people in the office, he came over to me and said, I think I'm leaving this team, and people say that I should talk to you because I need to grow my business. He said, all right, well, what are we starting with? And I said, show me your pipeline. Show me well, who's on deck? And it was like, nobody. It was like maybe a renter and a few buyer leads that he negotiated from the team leader. So it was really great, just like rolling up our sleeves. Week to week, day to day is too heavy-handed, but week to week, following and checking how many people did you talk to this week? How many appointments did you set? How many people have questions? How many? Let's look at that list. And it was so cool. And I think what happened is that the insights that he got unlocked a level of control over his business that he was looking for. And it was just like off to the races. He was like clocking in at 40, 50, 60 conversations a day.
Wow.
With people. He settled in on around 36 was a sweet spot for him.
Shoo, a day?
A day. And the company that we were at had a product, one of those productivity programs where they put you all in a room and they get you calling people and stuff like that. Well, and he's a competitive guy. And so we had some groups going on. And my job as the coach for the office was to encourage that, keep them going.
Yeah.
So he ended up outworking everybody. So I just challenged him. And he went from, he was clearing around 100 when he was on the team.
Right.
And he did 500 at the end of 12 months working together.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah. It was listing after listing after listing after listing. He was working a team that was based mostly in Manhattan. He lives in a townhouse in a multifamily market.
Wow.
So he didn't have to do a lot of transactions. So, I mean, he did about 24 in that first. Basically, he started enough conversations to get 24. It just so happens those 24 had an average price point of $1 to $2 million because of that's just the product that was around him.
The last question I have for you is, why should any agent, whether they're experienced in the business a long time or just got their license or thinking about getting their license, why should they consider Skyward as a place to hang their hat and hang their license?
Well, I think every agent should consider Skyward, just because you should be considering your other opportunities in the market, right? You're paying a lot of money to an entity, especially with the people that are producing. They have a pipeline, they've got a business going. Look at that pipeline and ask yourself, who's going to help me grow this? Who's going to help me turn this into double what it is? Who's going to help me connect with the skills that I need in order to bring this business in the boat? Because if you double the number of people in your pipeline, you double your number of transactions, you could be the greatest agent in the world. But if you can't lead another agent, you might blow up your business in doing that. That's something that all three of us are extremely passionate about at Skyward, is helping agents develop organizations in their businesses. So if a person's listening to this and they are making some great money and they struggle with the revolving door of agents on their team, come talk to us.
Hey man, thanks for coming through. I really appreciate it, man. And we had a great time working with you and the team, and we're looking forward to working with you guys some more. So thanks for coming through.
Anytime.
And we'll have to do this again.
Anytime.
All right,
yeah,
man. Thanks,
absolutely.
man. Good stuff.